All right, so let's talk a little bit about premium leather cases out there on the market. Now, when I'm talking about premium, I'm not talking about your bull straps, your Andar cases. Those are going to be your standard leather cases that are amazing. That's going to show you that very nice patina over time. But this one, I decided to take it a little step further on the premium range of price point and decided to go out there and spend $109 of my own money. Yes, Bandworks has no idea who I am. So I went out there and spent it because a lot of you guys recommend this leather case. I've seen this thing floating around the interwebs for some time. And I said, you know what, T, let's go ahead and get this thing so you can see what it's talking about. So yes, I went out there and spent the whopping $109 plus whatever it was for the shipping, man. Thing came out like almost $130 for this leather case right here. And we are going to talk about it because a little quick synopsis. Nah, I don't think so when it comes to the leather case. I think there is some things that you can get out there a lot better, and you can almost pick up 2 Andar Aspens and things like that for the price of that individual case right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, as you see it right here, it's going to be constructed of a 2-piece design. You're going to have your leather and you're going to have your aluminum, your precision aluminum milled rails. We make sure we got to keep those details because that price point, you got to get that precision in there. So that's kind of basically what is going on. Now, I'm probably going to put a little bit of B-roll over this whole part of this video because I want to show you guys the unboxing experience, because this is probably one of the best unboxings that I've seen on a case so far. So when you pull it out of the box, you're going to be greeted with a nice Bandworks black box, okay? And we all know we like a good black box. And then when you slide that out, you're going to slide out, and it's going to be almost like a wooden crate that the phone case is in. And when you open the wood crate up, you're going to get some nice felt type of linings, little pouches. One's going to include the screw, and I'm going to tell you about the screws very soon. And the other one is actually going to include the case itself with the aluminum rail. So yes, this case does screw on. It contains 4, there's no way to put it, 4 small ass screws that holds this case and everything together. And be careful because you will lose one. I have already lost 2 of these. So you basically go around the 4 corners, you put the TPU portion of the case on, which the TPU is going to be that soft lining on the inside. You're basically going to put the TPU portion on, slide the rails onto it, and then you basically screw the rails on with the 4 screws, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. And it comes together to be a very solid connection that you see right here. So let's go ahead and walk through it. So on the top side, as you can see here, you're going to get right there where you can see those 2 little screws. These are going to be your first 2 screws. This frame slides together, bolts right there. When it comes to the right side, you're going to get a little raised power button right there. Not much raised to it. Once again, we'll talk about that in a few. Down here on the bottom, you're going to get all of your cutouts. You get your 2 screws right here, cutout for your Type-C, cutout for your speakers. We're going to come back to that cutout as well because this cutout is too small. It's not big enough for the thick cables. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Flipping over on the other side, volume up and down, and you have that action button over on the back. Now, when it comes to this leather, it is not the cow ass leather, all right? We don't get that. We get some type of synthetic waterproof leather. Now, you guys know I'm all for the leather cases, and I'm looking around to see if I can see it, but I'm all for the leather cases that shows that nice patina. With this one, you're not getting any of that patina because this is like a vegan leather-ish, waterproof. Maybe real quick, we'll pour some water up there and wipe it off to see how it does. But that's the type of leather that you're getting with this. So don't expect for you to get that nice patina, full grain, top grain leather. It's not happening when it comes to this. And you're going to get that cut out to your camera. And like I said, it looks very good. The case comes in a few different configurations. I decided to get the actual brown with the silver aluminum rails going all around it. Now, real quick, we're not going to weigh the case by itself, but let's go ahead and weigh the actual iPhone and the Bandworks case up there to see how much they weigh all together. And with this case on this phone, we're talking about 303 grams. So it's nothing light out there. This case is going to be a little bit heavy. And another thing about it, the case does add a little bit of width to your iPhone. So when you're holding it, you're going to be able to tell that the iPhone is a little bit wider just simply because of the construction and how this case is made. All right, so let's get through all of that. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the lay on the tail protection. Now, although this case fits very tight on the sides, it still leaves a little gap for a screen protector. Of course, I am running a Flow Lab screen protector, anti-glare. We will talk about that in a later video, but it leaves just enough room so it does not interfere with the screen protector. But when you're talking about lay on the tail protection, even it just doesn't have a lot of lip, all right? It just does not have a lot of lip that goes around it. So you definitely want to be careful when you're talking about setting this bad boy on the ground because you just don't know what's going to happen when you set this bad boy down right here. So Very, very faint lip. Same thing when it comes to the cameras. The cameras just aren't that recessed in there. I mean, I guess you could say it's kind of standard depth when it comes to any camera, but you know, it's not that thick. You're going to get the aluminum rail that goes around the camera as well. So when you set this down, it's kind of on that aluminum. So I'm curious to see how that wears over time, you know, as you use the phone. So something to think about. Now, how does the case actually fit on the phone? And when you have everything bolted in, when you have everything screwed in, it fits amazingly well. Like, I can't really give you any pull and tug test because none of that is going on because of this construction with that TPU surrounded by that precision milled aluminum edges. You're not getting any of that, man. So it's very tight on the phone, doesn't make any movements. Once you screw everything in, this case is on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not weak or anything like that. It's going to be up there very good. So that's one thing I was worried about with this design, with this price point. If you screwed it up there, could you feel things wiggling? Could you feel things moving around? And you don't. It is up there like a glove. Now, I can tell you that the fit A1 feels amazingly well. And how does it feel in your hand? Now, in my opinion, it does not feel slippery. Like, although it has a, you know, just smooth aluminum edges, with it being cut almost like an iPhone. I mean, the sides are literally almost cut like an iPhone. You get the little antenna breakup right there. And for those right now, I have not had any cell reception issues with this case. I ran this case for about a week and I didn't see any difference in coverage. In bar strength, I just didn't see it. So if that's the concern of you, I think Bandworks may have engineered it to where it really doesn't mess up your cell signal, because I don't really see anything going on in that category. But when it's all up there, I feel like it feels like an iPhone if you take the leather back away. And with that, if you have the edges and the angles for it to get a little bit grippier in your hand, I haven't had an issue when we're talking about grip. Now, how does it bulk things up? It makes things a little bit thick, but in my opinion, it's not that much thicker than your average everyday one-piece case. You know what I mean? It doesn't really make it seem like it's much thicker. It just does add a little bit of width to the device. So in the hand, it doesn't feel that bad. Now, let's go ahead and talk about that MagSafe, because you know, well, before we get to MagSafe, buttons, okay? Now, the buttons, in my opinion, the buttons don't stick out far enough. All right, that's kind of like my first gripe. The buttons do not stick out far enough. Yes, they're very, as you can hear, they are very tactile when you press some power button. But the thing about it is, I feel like it should stick out a little bit more to give you just a little bit more tactility. So that's one thing. The buttons, they work perfectly fine. I just feel like they did stick out a little bit more. Now, MagSafe, this is going to be complaint number 2. The MagSafe strength is weak as hell. Let me just go ahead and say it. There's no other way to put it. Let's go ahead and bring the MagSafe over here. Of course, it works just fine with MagSafe. I'll kind of do you a little B-roll so you can see the magnets inside the case. But when you pop it on MagSafe, yes, it works just fine. Doing a pickup test, this base really isn't thinking about moving. All right, this base ain't moving nowhere. This magnet is like peak weak. All right, it is a super weak. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this magnet like a 3. Okay, like, it is very weak. Doesn't even try to pick up this base. So you kind of already know what's about to happen when we come to the MagSafe test. Y'all know what time it is. So if you want to use an Apple, a MagSafe wallet or anything like that, once again, it ain't gonna be up here. I mean, I'm one finger in it and it's popping right off. You gotta be careful if you're planning to use a MagSafe wallet, because just your magnets are weak. Okay. Now, MagSafe accessories. Once again, MagSafe accessories work just fine when you're talking about chargers and different things like that. But you do the shake test, it's going to come flying off super easy without barely any. I can just lazily do this, you know what I mean? And it's coming right off. So the MagSafe strength is very weak for this price point. Look, things got to check the box, and the MagSafe strength ain't it when you're talking about checking the box. Now, complaint number 3. This porthole right here, this Type-C hole right here is too little. Look, it's too tight. All right, if you see what I'm saying, because you can't get thick cables up in this little tight hole right here. All right, pause. Y'all know how we do when it comes to the quotes on this channel, but that's one thing that I kind of got annoyed with. Now, although I do MagSafe charge everything, there are times when I'm running out for the day, might have to go out at night. The fastest way is to plug this thing up to one of my fast chargers and get that quick charge. And guess what? You can't do it. You know you're not going to sit here and unscrew all of these buttons to take it out of the case to charge it. So that's one thing. That's an annoying price point. This is annoying. For the price point, this shouldn't be an issue. You know what I mean? Like, this, you have to get, I've tried a few different cables, and I don't think the only thing that can go in there isn't an original Apple cable. That's how tight that is when we are talking about the portholes. Okay, that's what we're talking about, man. If I can get the damn cable in here, we're talking about the portholes. Just a little bit too tight. So overall, That's going to be the Bandworks leather case in a nutshell. Now, in my opinion, it fits very good. It looks very good. But when we're talking about being functional, for one, I wish it had just the raw top grain leather. I wish they really just gave us the real deal leather and none of this authentic vegan stuff. I want authentic cow ass when it comes to the leather. I would appreciate that much better. The buttons, I wish the buttons just stuck out a little bit more when it comes to the volume up and down power action button. I wish they just protruded a little bit more when it comes to the buttons. MagSafe strength, I wish it was a little bit stronger. It's very weak. In my car, it fell down off my car mount holder. And that tells you right there that that is very weak. And also, when it comes to this porthole, the porthole is just entirely too small. Make this a little bit bigger. And so you can fit different type cables in there. Everybody doesn't use the trash Apple cables. Okay. So that's just going to be it, man. That's going to be the Bandwork sitting at a whopping $109. By far, one of the most premium leather cases. But when we're talking about functionality, it misses in a lot of critical areas that they need to kind of work on. If they tend to get this out there in the market, you're gonna have to clean those things up. So Bandworks, hopefully you're watching this video. You don't know who I am, but hopefully you know it's that guy with that do-rag who may have just talked a little bit of trash about your case. But if you are looking for one of the best cases out there, especially leather cases, and one that I've been using a little bit more, and I know some of you guys are like, oh, you talking about Andar? Nope. I'm talking about the bull strap, man. If you want to see that video, I'll pop that video right here. One of the premium leather cases for the iPhone 15 Pro Max.